Right, we're now live. Right, hi guys, it's Nick with another hangout of UK resellers. We've got Tom, Steve and Sean with us at the moment, but there should be more to follow. So Sean, do you want to say hello? Tell us who you are and what you do?
Yeah, hi everyone, it's Sean. A lot of you know me from the UK reseller group. Part-time eBay reseller with quite a few years under the belt. And that's basically it for me. Obviously a fellow YouTuber as well. I got into the YouTube side courtesy of Mr. H, and well, that's it.
And we have Steve with us, who's joining in for this one. How you doing, Steve?
Hi mate, you alright? Good? Yeah, I'm Stevie. Most of you might have seen my videos. Same sort of thing, you know, just doing like, I've been eBaying on and off for a few years, but mainly selling the fishing boats. I was selling a lot of like trailable fishing boats. So I was buying them, doing like 3 or 4 months doing them up and then moving them on. And then I was doing also quad bikes, because I live near the coast. I was doing a lot of fishing, and a lot of the cockle pickers and that were buying quad bikes with me. So, and then I've been watching Tom for a while, for quite a long time actually, and then I sort of got into it a little bit. What Tom were doing, tried doing the gold and the silver, and really had a hard time with that, competing, trying to get it. And then I noticed your videos, Nick, and then that just sort of inspired me to like, well, maybe I could do something different. Because circumstances for me change. I've not got much room, and I just set off buying general items off the car boot. Why not? And I give it a go, and yeah, it's been all right. It's all right. It's going quite good. Learning all the time with it.
Oh, Wayne's joined us as well. Hi, Wayne.
Hi, how's it going, Nick?
Yeah, not too bad. We were just doing little introductions. So, Tom, I think everybody knows who you are, but tell us anyway.
Yeah, that's mainly thanks to Crime Watch, but it was mistaken identity, I promise you.
Yeah, sure.
My name's Tom. If you haven't watched my channel, I'm a full-time hoarder / eBay and Amazon reseller. I used to specialise in gold and silver and stuff like that, but now I've moved more into books and general, I don't know, bric-a-brac or whatever you might call it. So yeah, that's about that really.
And yourself, Wayne? What are you up to? What do you do? Where are you from?
Well, I'm from the West Midlands pretty much. I buy and sell pretty much anything and everything. Anything I can make money on, I'll do it. I do obviously car boots and also the retail stuff as well. So that's about it really. I haven't been going long, neither just started about just after Christmas. But I've been buying the same on and off for years, the car boots. So that's pretty
Cool.
much me.
Good stuff. Well, I'm Nick, and I've been doing this far too long. Getting on for 14 years now. I buy and sell all of this crap you see around me. And we've now opened a retail outlet, as I'm sure most of you are aware. So yeah, it keeps me busy. So I thought we'd start talking about FBA, because I know, well, Tom's obviously been doing it for a while. I've just taken the plunge. And Sean, have you started it, Sean, or are you thinking about it still?
I'm still thinking about it. I've just had a merchant fulfilled sell actually, so that come in quite nicely. It's just the only thing is about stock, finding stock to keep feeding the beast, as they call it. I've got enough stuff to send a box in, but I'm just gonna perhaps just hold off, get this car boot season out of the way, and then start it in sort of September time, and just give it a go. I will be giving it a go for sure, because I think you just have to do it, don't you? You've got to have those multiple sort of streams of income, and there's nothing to lose, is there?
Well, exactly. I've been on the fence for a while, and Tom kind of really convinced me that it was worth giving it a bash. And I think it's only ever going to grow. That's the thing, with the Prime membership just going up every day. It's only going to get bigger and bigger, this whole Prime thing. So one thing I wanted to ask you, Tom, actually, was about storage. What sort of numbers do you have to pay, because you've got so much stuff up there?
It's not too bad actually. Long-term storage fees can be a bit of an issue, and I still don't know 100% about what
the things are. But I had an email today saying I've got 60 units which have been with them for a year, and they're going to charge me 40 quid, like a one-off fine. Now, I don't know if that's the case of every month, subsequent month or whatnot, but I think I'm going to get those items returned to me anyway, just to keep my stock fresh. But it's about 40, 50 quid a month I'm paying storage on 5,000 items, so it's actually quite reasonable, really.
Yeah. So you find financially that's well worth doing that?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I couldn't hire a storage unit and have the insurance and all that for that kind of money to store those kind of items, let alone safely, you know, on racking, all that stuff. So it's worthwhile.
Cool. Yeah, I've only sent up one box. Well, you might have seen the video. So it's just a random selection of small items just to test the water. Had one sale instantly, but that's been it so far. I've actually sold more merchant fulfilled stuff since I sent my box up, which is a bit odd. Yeah. So Steve, you're eBay only, is it, or do you do merchant fulfilled Amazon at all, or any of that?
No, I've never done it on Amazon, but I've been watching the videos on that. It's something I'd like to get into, but to be honest, at the minute I'm still trying to get my head around eBay. I'm trying to get to me. I said I'm not going to do this full time yet because there's no way I could actually manage it. You know, with storage and time and all that sort of. I set my goal at 200 items, and I've got there now. And it's I'm not being like blasé, but well, now I've got to where I want to be. I only have to I just replenish my items every week, and it seems to be a little bit less. At the beginning, I was trying to get up to where I wanted to go, stressing and buying items, but now I've been at a few weeks now with 200. I'm ready for another push. But when you was on about the FBA, it's something I'm quite interested in, but it's something I don't know anything about. I've done a little bit of research, but yeah, it's something I might look at in the future. But for now, I'm just trying to grow my business to where I want to be. You know, where I'm quite happy I can manage. I'm just trying to find that level where I can manage enough and do my taxiing as well. You know, but it's something I might do in the future.
Yeah, well, one way into it, I've sold on Amazon for years and years since we had the gaming outlet. I started on Amazon I started just after 2000 selling on there, but I've always fulfilled my own stuff. The whole FBA, getting Amazon to fulfill it was something I was always a bit dubious of, but so many people are into it now and rave about it. I thought I'd find out what the fuss is all about.
Yeah, I'll probably have a look at it because I know Tom goes on about it and stuff has to be like brand new and really pristine condition, and a lot of the stuff I buy, I think, well, it's okay for eBay, but is it okay for Amazon? I've just not gone down that route. I suppose it's the next step really for me. What I'm going to do, you know, now I've got my eBay. I've got like a process and it's ticking over, and I've sort of got myself into a routine with now. It has freed me up a little bit of time where I might be able to just squeeze something else in, you know. But yeah, certainly it's something I'm going to look at. Probably either this year, I don't know, because I'm like gearing up for Christmas now. It's mad, like it's July and I'm already thinking of Christmas. So it might be something I'll look into next year, but I think, like, you're probably right. It is, from what I've heard, like it's probably the future of a lot. You know, it's probably the way to go, really, in the future. But who knows?
Well, the big plus with Amazon that I've always found is it's quick and easy because the product listing's already there. So you find your thing, put in your price and your description, and click go. Whereas with eBay, we all know how long it takes to take a load of nice pictures, write your whole description, upload it all. So
yeah,
in that sense, it is quick and easy, but it's a whole other platform to learn about, and it does take a while to get into it. But
yeah, that's the one thing. Like you say, the time's not you've not got as much time listing stuff and that. And the other thing with FBA is all your stock. They're holding all your stock as well, so you know I don't have to keep it here, which is another attraction for me. But I don't know about the costs. So if I wanted to have a chat, things like that, you know, I don't know what the fees are on Amazon or anything like that, you know.
The fees are quite high. They're about 40% I normally work on, 35 to 40%, so they are brutally bad. But, you know, I think it's good for those popular items, like your typical board games and stuff like that, which brand new and sealed it's stuff like that sells so quickly. You don't have to take photos because everyone knows what Trivial Pursuit looks like or whatever. So it is good for that sort of stuff, definitely. It's brand new.
Yeah. Like I say, it's quick and easy. Like I say, the fees are a bit higher, but the process is a lot easier, I suppose. So really, it probably balances itself out the time you check in games or photographing and listing and all that. I'm prepared to take a hit on something, to make life a bit easier, I suppose.
Hey Tom, how are you doing? You just joined us?
Hey, not too bad, you?
Yeah, we're good, thanks.
Yeah, good.
We did little introductions at the beginning in case people had no idea who the hell we are. So do you want to tell us who you are, where you are, what you do?
I'm Tom, I'm 20, I'm at university at the minute. I do reselling sort of on the side, but it's more like full-time now because I've got 3 months off uni. So I'm doing a lot of Amazon FBA at the minute because it'll make it sort of go on autopilot slightly, because if it's all Amazon FBA, then I don't have to pack anything, and then I can sort of focus on assignments as well as do sort of reselling, as well as doing a little bit of eBay as well. But yeah, pretty much it.
Good stuff. We were just chatting about FBA, and that, as you probably know, I've just taken the plunge, and some people are thinking about it. And it's just weighing up really that the extra fees, are they worth it, because you can command a higher price, and it's just kind of finding that level of charging more, but obviously giving Amazon more, because I could merchant fulfill all my stuff, but then it's all the time included with packaging, and
Yeah.
I can't get that premium FBA price potentially on some of my stuff. So yeah, it's interesting.
I know for specifically for like video games, I think the handling fee and the packing fee and how much it costs them to deliver it is actually, that particular thing is cheaper than it is for Royal Mail, because Royal Mail charge, I think it's £1.26, but the handling and packing fee, I think, is something like 0.76, 76p from Amazon for particularly video games. So sometimes it works out cheaper to deliver through Amazon depending on what it is.
Well,
I think, anyways.
but if you're merchant fulfilled, you get like a postage credit anyway, so that
Yeah, you do, yeah.
rewards it. So that's all. Yeah, I don't know that's all the numbers really. Tom, you still merchant fulfill some of your stuff, is that right, or is it all FBA?
Which Tom?
You, Tom.
Me, yeah.
Tom.
I do, yeah. I'm still merchant fulfilling stuff, very much so. Oversized stuff normally, like the bigger, like I bought a large print Scrabble, stuff like that. That's sold on there. So big and bulky things I do, because I don't want to send them in because they charge a fortune for oversized storage. But yeah, I do, but I very rarely get any sales through merchant fulfilled these days. One a month, maybe.
Really?
Yeah.
Blimey, I sell quite a lot merchant fulfilled. Mind you, I've reduced a lot of my stock down now because I'm sending it up. But like I said, since I sent my last package, I've sold more merchant fulfilled stuff than FBA. But yeah, I don't know. I suppose it depends what you've got listed and the ranking of it and all of that stuff, doesn't it? What it's all about.
I'm risking at the moment. I'm trying the thing where I'm listing stuff on eBay and on Amazon.
Ooh, all going to go wrong, Tom.
It's a bit risky, so we shall see. Yeah, I've dropped myself in it before. I'd sold some Thomas the Tank Engine train sets. I bought 5 of them. I sold 1 on eBay and I sold 5 on Amazon. So I was 1 short. But luckily, one of the people returned it, so I was able to post that out. But yeah.
Do you know how much they charge for storage fees on the sort of board games and things like that? It's more bulkier items.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure on how they work it out. To be honest, it's really quite difficult to find out what your storage fees are, and I just kind of hope for the best. Really, I mean, as I said earlier, it's about 40-50 quid for a month for 5,000 items. So it's pretty decent, and I've got some fairly substantial sized books that are there. So, and I've only got 5 things that are classified as oversized. So, but yeah.
So I'm testing out quite a few board games at the minute. I've sent about maybe 10-15 board games. So I'm just trying to test them out, see how they go. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure how they work it out, but it's certainly with board games, I think it's good because, you know, they're just bulky, and as Nick will know, they just take up a lot of room.
Yeah, well, I'm still holding off sending all mine because I only really want to sell it in the middle of silly season to get the premium price. So it seemed daft, really, to send it up and put high prices that I'm never going to get right now and have it sat there for, you know, 3 or 4 months when it might as well sit here and then I'll send them all up in November. So that's my plan with all my bulky stuff. But then I started buying books. I went out with my daughter when I had a day off to go shopping, and I went scanning, and I picked up. But you know what it's like when you're just going on price, you end up with just really random stuff. I've ended up like Joe Frost's Confident Toddlers, Roman Imperialism, Learning Piano, and then there's this massive architect's like sketchbook thing. I mean that weighs about 2.5 kilos, so I might be better off merchant fulfilling. I've no idea. All an experiment, really.
Yeah, it's a very slippery slope. To then you find yourself sort of basically lying on the floor by the book section, scanning books, looking like a complete nutter.
Well, I had a guy just sidle up to me. I was standing there in the corner scanning these books, feeling a bit weird and dodgy. And this guy just sidles up to me and keeps looking over his shoulder like this, and he's going, "What's happening? What's happening? What are you doing?" And I just think, oh, just leave me alone for God's sake. And it turned out he actually knew me from the old gaming shop. So when he got up close and saw who I was, he was like, "It's Nick, isn't it? I know you." And I'm like, "Oh my God, I can't escape these people." But, yeah.
Yeah, welcome to my world, mate. It's I get proper stressed out when I'm there trying to covertly scan stuff, and then there's some old woman going, "What on earth is he doing?"
Yeah.
And then you're there trying to peel off the bloody gift aid things they've stuck over the barcodes.
Yeah, so they think you're trying to switch prices or something. Yeah, oh, I've been there. Oh.
I've been accused of stealing, well, like, not stealing, but like trying to change prices many times, but yeah. Silly.
So you got to have a thick skin.
I found a Dragon Ball Z box set. I paid £3 in the charity shop. But I can't remember what it's going for, 20 or 30. So that was quite a good one.
Wow.
I just had a hunch. I didn't have any 3G, so I just knew it'd be worth something and grabbed it anyway. So that's all good.
How about you, Tom? Do you use a scanning application, or do you just buy stuff at car boots?
For me, it's in the area where I live. It's really sort of old, basically. So the signal is absolutely terrible around here for the like the charity shops and stuff. So I've just sort of go on instinct, really. But again, a lot of the stuff I source is from Gumtree and eBay sniping as well. So I mean, it all counteracts out, and you know, I just use common sense. I mean, and 90% of the time I buy stuff from a charity shop, it's usually, you know, okay. 10% is just goes maybe in a pile of shame. So you just use common sense sometimes, don't you? You know, supply and demand. If something seems popular and it's a cheap price, then you can't go wrong.
You buy off eBay to sell back on Amazon as well. Do a bit of that, don't you?
Yeah, yeah. I think there's a massive loophole with a lot of retro games at the minute because they go for a massive premium on Amazon. I've been sort of researching it a lot recently because I'm gonna start investing a lot into that. And there's a massive loophole, especially with like old consoles as well. So it might be worth buying lots off eBay and putting on Amazon. I know quite a few American guys do that as well. So
yeah, definitely. If you can find those little niches and those little loopholes, just exploit the hell out of it. Just go for it. Perhaps don't tell us because we'll.
Yeah, there's a guy called Michael who does that. He buys complete in box stuff and does quite well on it. He buys it off eBay and sells it on Amazon.
It works quite well.
I think the thing with flipping items as well is certainly a good business model, especially as the car boot season draws to a close in sort of October time. You know, a lot of people are going to be left sort of scratching their heads trying to source items and that. So certainly, eBay sniping is a very powerful, is a powerful tool to use. you've done properly.
Yeah.
And it applies to everything, doesn't it? Whether it's whatever your sort of niche area is of buying and selling, it applies to that, doesn't it? Can you just flip them around on eBay as well, can't you? And if you buy a job lot of games or whatever, Wii games, and there might be a Mario game that will probably, once you've sold that, covers the cost of the whole job lot, then, doesn't it? Just as normal buying and selling does. So it's certainly a good idea. If people aren't really utilising that sort of model or having a go at that, that's certainly a lot easier to have a look into rather than trying to get onto FBA straight away.
Yeah, it's all about using. I get so many people on my YouTube channel asking me how do you do retail arbitrage, or how do you do this? And I'm like, well, just use your intelligence, watch videos and process the information. But I can't tell someone how to do it. You just got to find a niche and go for it, really. Yeah. But there's so many ways of flipping. Recently, there's been loads of deals on Amazon. You can just buy it on Amazon and then put it away till Christmas. There's echo on here again.
Yeah.
I don't know how we get.
Yeah, there is a bit. Yeah. The only thing about buying things on Amazon, Nick, you need to be careful of is I've heard people get in trouble who bought it on Amazon and then send it back into FBA a couple of months later. Apparently, that's against their policies. Apparently.
Oh, okay. I've been doing it for years, but not.
I think you can merch and fulfill it, but I don't think you can send it into FBA. I think I don't know. Someone's probably going to correct me, but.
Can you not have, if you've got 2 Amazon accounts, just like eBay, you can have a buying and selling account?
You can only have 1 Amazon account now, apparently, as well.
Really?
How about your other half, though? Is that?
Yeah, possible, yeah.
I thought it was 5 per household with different names.
Oh, is it?
Because I've reached my 5,000 unit limit, I called up customer services to try and get another account, and you can with exceptional circumstances. But apparently, being a hoarder isn't an exceptional circumstance. So they didn't let me have one.
But they must, like, if you've got a household with husband and wife and son and daughter, you all want your own separate accounts and that, with your own wish lists and this, that, and the other, don't you?
I think you can have like an Amazon account, but you can't have more than 1 FBA account.
Right. Okay. Yeah. I was just talking about buy-in. Forget about the buy-in loophole thing.
Yeah, that's a point actually. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because then you can buy more than the 5, which is what I used to do when I did a lot of flipping to Amazon. I used to have the 5 accounts, so instead of only getting 5 of whatever the silly offer was, you'd get 25. But I've currently only got 1 account.
I think you can have an Amazon account. You just need a separate email address. If you're using it to buy, because they do have that. They do like to spring that quantity limit on you, don't they? 5. But you can, if you've got just a separate email address, you can just open up another account.
Yeah, I believe I changed it. I don't know.
I mean, for eBay, I certainly have on the cap. Sorry, sure.
That's all right, mate. No, I'd finished.
I was just going to say for eBay, I definitely recommend having a buying account and a selling account, because I know there was someone on the forums recently who's had problems with that sort of thing.
Yeah, somebody left a bad feedback or something, so they bought an item off his and just caused nothing but trouble for him. Something like that.
Yeah, I've had that before. It was probably a couple of years ago when it was just after they got rid of the whole sellers leaving negative feedback thing, and I bought something, left a negative, and then they bought something off me and then left a negative, and then one of their friends bought something off me and left a neutral. But yeah.
So I've just opened up a second eBay account to actually do that, and it's hard to use actually a new account. I could have surprised about some of the limits there was in it, because I obviously signed up to eBay account in about 2010. I just totally forgot about limits that was in place, but like, if I wanted to sell any items, I think I'm limited to like 5 or 10 or something at a time, and limited that I can't get the money out of PayPal within into a certain amount of days until I've gone past 90 days registered or something. I couldn't believe it. So how do I use eBay again if I'm on a new account?
Yeah, they don't make it easy for new sellers these days.
No,
Sure. I mean, way back when I started with an eBay account in the late 90s, there may have been restrictions, but I don't remember there being any. You just kind of got on with it. It was like a proper Wild West then. It was just you got on with it and did whatever you liked. But yeah, as the years have rolled on, there's more and more restrictions, there's more controlled things, and it's a bit like Big Brother watching you now.
it was. I was shocked as I can't remember half of this when on the original account signed up. It was shocking.
Yeah, they're getting more and more strict, which on one hand is good, but it can be a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
Saying about that, well, what do you all think about, obviously with the separation of PayPal and eBay, do you think eBay is going to start accepting things like Bitcoin or Amazon payments or anything like that?
I don't think they can for a year, can they? Wasn't there an agreement they can't start their own payment or something for a certain amount of time? Something like that.
I would imagine whoever bought PayPal would have put something in, because eBay could have just, if they completely separated themselves and set up their own payment thing, that would be half of, if not more, of PayPal's revenue. So they would have put something in place.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd finish PayPal off, wouldn't it? That.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, you wouldn't buy that without having some caveat in there that says you can't, exclude us.
Just a little small print at the bottom.
Yeah. Lots of it.
Do you think eBay's going to be sold off? Because they're about to sell another division of theirs, aren't they, in America? I think, was it Wayne? Someone put a link in the forum, and they've sold or selling another of their eBay divisions is being sold off.
Yeah, there is a division. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think what it was though, but they were saying something off.
Yeah, and that's a classic thing of stripping a company of its assets before you sort of sell it off, don't they? So it'd be interesting to see where it does end up.
And that's another good reason why, if you spread yourself across multiple platforms and also, selling in real life and with cash and stuff, it's a benefit.
Yeah. Do you think, like, when you see like the American guys and they're all selling on Etsy, and Bonanza's another one now that's getting quite big over there. Do you think any of those will ever sort of take off over here, or are we not big enough to fill those sort of companies up? Because I know Etsy's been going a while, but I don't think anyone buys off it, do they?
I've been on Etsy about 4 or 5 years, something like that, and I think I've sold about 20 things. It's really bad. The inability to look up completed prices is a problem. It might be different, but I think you have to sign up to have a selling account in order to buy something. It used to be the case. I don't know if it still is. And it just seems like it's other makers or designers buying stuff off other designers. So it's a bit funny, really. I've known people who've done quite well with it, but from personal experience, it's a joke.
Yeah.
We found it horrible, and their customer service was non-existent. They would kick your items off for no explanations. They'd end people's accounts for crazy reasons just because somebody complained about something. I know I've got a family member who uses it to basically show their wares and then have links to their own website, and that works really well for her.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't touch it with a barge pole now.
I think if they had sort of a better sort of advertising campaign, and they, invested more in it in the UK as they have sort of in the US, I think they've invested in it quite a lot over there. I think if they did that in the UK, things could be better for it. It does have some potential, but I mean, it's just got a lot of improvements to make, and it needs some kind of advertising campaign here, and you know how much those cost. So I don't think we'll ever do that. But if they had that, then who knows what could happen with it?
I think the dark horse is Facebook, to be honest. I think if Facebook really wanted to and got themselves organised as a selling platform, they could blow the whole of it out the water, because they've got, you know, their user base and their interface system is so easy to use with adding photos and whatever. You know, if they monetized it in their favor somehow, they could coin it in. They really could. That, I think, is something that if they decided to, they could try and take on eBay. Not Amazon really, because they couldn't compete with the new stuff, but they could certainly give eBay a run for the money.
I think Gumtree's having a good go as well at the moment with the advertising, and I do know quite a few people who are selling on that.
Yeah, every time I go to cinema, there's always a Gumtree advert before the film, so they're really going all out. It just, if companies are continuously advertising, it just shows that they have confidence within their actual brand. So, you know, if they don't do that, then you can show that they're losing confidence with what they have. So,
isn't Gumtree an eBay company?
Is it?
I'm not 100% sure on that.
No, I don't know on that one.
I've got to check. Sorry, I thought it was an eBay company.
I think they've had a lot of investment. That's why they're advertising all over TV. Somebody has given them a shed load of cash to, you know, to expand it. They may have been bought by eBay, and that's why they've got a shed load of money. But it seems odd because they're directly competing. So I don't know why they'd want to do that. I don't really use it. I find the site really clunky and hard to navigate and find stuff on. I really don't like it. Don't know what you guys think.
I haven't found much on there, but to be fair, there ain't much around this area in all the categories.
Have you tried putting out just loads of wanted ads? Like spamming like 10 different wanted ads for the things that you want, and then just waiting for emails?
I'll put some wanted ads up, and then I'll just get like silly stuff. And like a lot of times, you just get no price, and it's like I can't be asked to message backwards and forwards just to get a price. It's like, tell me your price you want. You know, I don't want to waste my time asking for the price, and if I know it's too much, or trying to negotiate, it's like, how much do you want for your stuff?
Yesterday I got a.
Sorry.
No, that's alright. Okay.
Go on.
Oh,
Sorry.
I got a Dungeons and Dragon board game yesterday, and I think it's a Star Wars Trivial Pursuit. I looked on at Amazon FBA, like the cheapest for the Star Wars Trivial Pursuit. I think it was sort of almost £20, and then the Dungeons and Dragons board game. I think it's quite popular, and I don't know, it's been going for ages, and you know, people bring the nerdy mates around and play it, and it's going for £50 the cheapest Amazon FBA. So I mean, I got both those games for a tenner. So.
Dungeons and Dragon board game yesterday, and I think it's a Star Wars Trivial Pursuit. I looked on at Amazon FBA, like I played the cheapest for the Star Wars Trivial Pursuit. I think it was almost £20.
All we can hear is your laptop.
Is there an earthquake over
there?
Hello.
I got both those games for a tenner. So.
Don't look for feedback.
Has someone got their feed open? The
I can hear like about a minute ago.
Like a train crash.
Someone's got a sound feed open somewhere, and we've got a delay echo. Oh, that's better.
Sweet, yeah.
Can you hear us?
Oh, it's gone. After all that.
Oh, Michael.
Yeah, I've just actually looked it up, and yeah, Gumtree is actually owned by eBay.
Yeah, I thought it was.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow.
they bought them out in 2005.
Monopolising.
Well,
That must be why you don't see many eBay. And everybody knows like about eBay, but that must be why you don't see very many eBay sort of advertisements, or at least I don't. And there's more Gumtree ones, so there must be putting their resources there now. Which makes me wonder how much confidence do they have with eBay if they're not like.
Or the other way is, of course, is that they want to make eBay the shiny, where you sell shiny new objects, and Gumtree is where they want to cart us lot of boot fair resellers off onto Gumtree.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, it might be that, they're tailoring Gumtree for the bulky local stuff, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. With the whole PC numbers and all that jazz.
Everyone's got to tell you again.
Oh dear.
So sure, I'll be in your neck of the woods tomorrow.
Yeah, luckily not too near though, eh?
Well, like I said, I could drive down and be at your boot sales.
Our boot fairs are rubbish, mate. You wouldn't find anything there.
Well, just outside Ramsgate.
Sam's going to be a bit nervous, I reckon. That's right on his doorstep.
Oh, right.
You can meet up for a beer, Nick.
Sam. Oh, Sam. I know him.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe not. Michael, can you? No.
I've just got a question. Is Michael the new Tom?
Oh, you heard that.
I don't know. Nick's giving a good go today with the early techie.
Yeah, I couldn't hear any of you for, 5 minutes? Had to start again.
Can everyone hear us all right? There ain't no interference or anything?
No, that's much better, mate. How are you doing?
Sweet. Not bad, mate. God, that was a nightmare. I couldn't. Your invitation didn't appear or anything, Nick.
I sent it through Michael Taylor, which I assume is the right one twice. Anyway,
You got any other topics to talk about?
Yeah, going back to what you said, Tom, about the country, spamming for wanted stuff. I tried it on the Facebook, local Facebook buying and sell. I was asking for like board games. That's when I got the haul of vintage board games for about 20 quid. I got a box full of stuff. But then after that, I was not spamming, but I was like, I've got a nick on.
Yeah, it's good to do that.
Yeah, that's horrible. I can't talk. Anyway, I was out every day asking for board games, certain items. And this woman, I've got a lot of stuff, so I sort of bid at it, and then she went. I said, well, I buy them from the car, but never a board game. So I said, no, it's all right, love. I wasn't horrible. I was just pleasant. I said, look, it's all right. I'll leave it. And then I just continued advertising wanted board games. And then she kept stalking me, saying, do not sell this guy your board games. He only wants to pay £1 for them. And it ended up going on for weeks. And I had to delete her so she couldn't see my posts. So I deleted her out of my Facebook, blocked her. She wasn't a friend or anything, I just blocked her. And then her sons came on. I got this message saying, oh, I'm here, I'm her son and all this, like, don't buy the games. And I'm thinking, I've just asked someone if they want to sell some stuff, and I'm getting stalked by some weird creep from down the road. So I give up in the end. I just give up with that Facebook local buy and sells. I'm just not bothered anymore.
Yeah, you have some right characters.
Some people, like, I know, it's like they've got better to do. She was like following me every time I opened my iPad or something. I had a message off her. I'm watching you. I see what you're asking for. You're asking where can you go around here and buy a cheap board game for £1? I'm like, I buy them every day with car boot. No, you can't. I go to car boots around this area. I've never seen them. I'm like, well, it's because I've probably got there 5 hours before you and bought them all. Yeah. You just get them, don't you?
With the Facebook selling thing though, without sort of, because what I used to do, and I used to just trudge through the whole page, but actually you can search, there's a little search thing, and you can just search keywords, to what you want, and I didn't know you could do that for a while, and then I've just sort of figured that out like a couple of months ago, that you can
I didn't know.
I didn't know.
Oh, is it? Well, for the ones that I'm in, on the top right, there's like a little search thing, and if you search that, you just search board games or PS1, and it'll just come up with everything that's selling that particular thing. So, I mean, then you don't have to go through absolutely everything, and it's just so efficient because you can just pinpoint what you want. So it might be worth trying that out.
Well, that'll be worth a look, yeah. But as for advertising, I mean, I got apart from that job, lots of vintage board games and chess pieces and all that. I've never really had much success. I've had a few little bits and pieces, but I just find that people are just demanding a really high price on these buy and once, local buy and once, just asking silly money for everything. So I just find it a bit of a waste of time. Every now and again you see something, but it's usually when I'm at work and I've missed it by an hour and it's already gone. So I spent hours and I've just like.
Yeah, I've dabbled in that over the years, but I always come back to car boot sales because it's just perfect. You know, if prices are too high, you move on to the next stall, and you know, there's always another to go to.
Well, that's it now. The summer's here. Everyone's at the car boot sales. I mean, in the winter it was quite a little outlet or something else to try and buy something along with the charity shops. Now the summer's, I just can't go time and some crap, you know, for some ridiculous price. There's no point when there's that much stuff out there on the car boots to go and pick up every day. There's no point.
You really break it up, Stevie. You might. I don't know if you need to be nearer the mic.
Sorry.
I'm back. I break up. Might help. I don't know.
How's that?
Better.
Louder.
I've never used it before.
I was going to say, Mike, how are you getting on with your books, mate? Are you through it yet?
No, not even quarter of the way through it, mate. I've sent off one box to FBA now. I've got another 3 boxes that I've got to label up and that. But I've been really trying to get the eBay listing stuff, to be honest with you. But I'm going to sell this weekend, and then next week I'm going to be getting back onto them.
What's wrong? Lay down.
Sure, it's going to take place now.
Yeah, love Frank. Come here.
But yeah, no, the man in the books is just like my office is on top of my mate's garage basically, and every time I walk up the stairs, there's just this pile of blue bags with like thousands of books in. And
Got so much echo in your voice, Michael. I can't make you out. I don't know why.
2 seconds. Is that better?
There you go.
Is that better?
I think so.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, just.
Right. Might have been a bit too close to me there. But yeah, no, like every time I come up the stairs, there's just a mountain of books that I look at, and I ain't regretted getting them yet. It's getting to that point. It's just taking so long.
Who's that?
This is Frank. He's a bit poorly at the moment.
What is he, a Springer Spaniel?
Well, his father's a Springer Spaniel and his mother's a Shih Tzu. Figure that one out. He's
I've got a Springer as well.
He thinks he's a lap dog. A bit too big, but he's a little bit poorly at the moment. I was going to ask, you know, like obviously the FBA is sort of all the sort of buzz at the moment, but what's the sales? You know, Tom, you got 5,000 items. Is the vast majority of that books?
Yeah, I'll get my stats up. I think 50% of it is 50% of it's books, 10% is toys, 10% is board games, and 12% is computer games.
And so, what sort of area shifts the most? Is it the computer games or books?
It's DVDs, music, and some of the more general interest books.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
I've noticed that as I was scanning my books on Amazon and that, it is more so like, as you just said, Tom, general interest books. Like, I come across a load of multi-language ones about learning different languages and stuff like that, and they seem to be a lot more valuable than general like romantic novels and stuff like that.
Yeah, some language books, if they're current ones, would be really good money.
Yeah, yeah.
Everybody's body. Oh, man, I can't make it up.
Maybe it's
Has anyone got their mic next to their speakers?
Mine's all good. Mac.
Yeah,
I
mine's
think I know
good.
where
It's coming from. I think it's coming from your echo. I don't know. It keeps coming up. The volume keeps coming up as soon as I speak on yours. If you click on the loud thing.
Oh, it is. And I think when we speak, it's come. There we go.
That's better.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Michael, see if it works from your end.
Hello, can you hear me? Am I clear?
I can actually understand what you're saying.
God, Tom's passing his gremlins on to everyone today. I couldn't join. Sean's interfering. Did you actually manage to connect in one go today, Tom?
Yeah, you're all
Nice,
infected with the technical gremlins now.
Yeah, I had some issues. I set up a chat and I couldn't hear anybody. Everybody was chatting away, and I was just sitting there going, "Oh, yeah." So I had to start again. I have no idea what was up, but there's always something. So, Michael, I'm interested in what you said. You've been shifting your books. You've done what, one box, and then I couldn't hear much else.
Right, yeah, I've got one box that's actually live. That had about, I'd say, 38 items in roughly. I've had no sales from them yet. I've got 3 boxes that are ready to go into Amazon. There's some VHS, like Disney VHS in there as well, ready for Christmas. But I've been really trying to get my eBay stats up, like my active listings. And I'm doing alright with that this week so far. This week I've gone from, I think it was 160 items to 234, I think I'm at now. So that's like this week it's done. But next week I'm going to get back onto the books, get the 3 boxes that I've got ready to go in. I've literally just got to label them up, polybag them if I want to polybag them, and then send them off. But the man is just Sean's in his
Well, it's coming from on your channel again, Sean.
Coming from what, sorry?
When Michael was talking, the volume on yours was going again, so we were having the echo. I don't know, is your speaker next to your mic or something?
It might be, yeah. Could be that. Well, no, my speaker isn't here.
You can find out by muting yourself, and then it'll rule out who it is.
Right, Sean's muted himself. Is that better?
Hello.
That's perfect.
Yeah, that's a lot better.
But we won't be able to hear Sean.
Sean,
Shit, yeah.
He's back in the room, don't worry about that.
So, how are you sending anything up, or are you being selective with ranking, or how are you deciding what goes up or not?
I'm looking at the price and the sales rank. Anything with over 2 million sales rank, I'm not sending in. I'm more worried about the like, say for instance, there's another 4 people that are doing FBA. Like they've got a book there that is FBA, and it's got a sales rank of like 2.5 million. I've been told by a fair few people now that if it's got over 1 million sales rank, then it can take a few years to sell. So I'm a bit like dubious about sending them in and basically having it sit there for 5 years, racking up storage fees. Alright, it's only 12p a year, but if I'm selling the book for like £7.50 and it takes 5 years to sell after the storage fees and you have like Amazon shipping fees and stuff like that, I'm a bit worried that it's going to cost me more to have Amazon to sell it than what it will do like me selling it, if that makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's one of my concerns as to what I keep back to actually feel on what I send up there, because once it's sent, as Tom, you obviously find, they've kind of got it then, haven't they? You've got to either pay to have it back, or now I'm echoing. What's going on? There we go. No. Anyway, yeah. So I don't know. I suppose it's just a learning curve, really, and I'll work out.
Yeah. That was the other thing that I was right about that you just said, Nick. Like, if you want the item back, then you've got to pay for them to send it back, or you've got to pay, I think it's 20p per item to have it destroyed, something like that. So,
yeah, it's 20p to have it destroyed, yeah.
Yeah, if you end up sending in like 1,000 books, that soon ends up adding up if none of them sell to have them either returned or destroyed. So
yeah, try having 5,000. I'll lose sleep sometimes.
Sorry, go on, Tom.
No, I was just saying, if you can worry about that sort of stuff sometimes. I mean, I've sold books that have had up to 6 million sales rank, but there was nobody else selling it. I was the only person selling it, and the reason why it had such a big sales rank was probably because it hasn't been on Amazon for 2 years.
Yeah. Oh yeah. If there's no one else that's got a excuse me, guys. Sorry about that. Yeah. If there's no other,
I can't hear a word. I don't know where it's on mine. There we go. That's better, is it?
Yeah, that's better. Yeah. If there's no other FBA guys, then I'm just sending it straight in.
Oh, what is going on?
I'm muted. I was out of it, weren't me?
Yeah, it wasn't you, Sean.
Micro itself, you know.
But yeah, no. If there's no other FBA guys, then I'm sending it in still. So yeah. But one thing that I did was I found hundreds of these, like Joy of Knowledge, like little encyclopedia things, and I literally put the camera up. Where are we? Over there somewhere. There's just like a stack of them. So I've got them up on eBay at the moment. One of when I actually found these books, I had a look on eBay, and someone had managed to sell a complete set for 250 quid. So I've not got a complete set there at the moment. I think there was 54 books in there, and I've got from 1 to 34, something like that. So I'm kind of hoping and praying that when I go through the rest of the books, I'll end up finding the last 20. So, but yeah, if I do, then I'm going to stick them up on eBay and just wait for them to sell, and that'd be like the fan rental and everything else for the day paid for, and then some, basically. So yeah. There was the Harry Potter one as well that I think you commented. I posted to the group and you commented on it, Nick. I think it was worth like £90 to £100, something like that. It was in like Arabic or something.
Yeah. Was it in Hebrew?
That's the one. Yeah, it was in Hebrew, Tom. Yeah. So that was a nice little find. So that's what I mean. I'm glad that I ended up taking the plunge and getting the books, because obviously there's money sitting there ready to be made, but it's just finding the time to work on the books, because as I said, like, I'm working on my eBay level still, so it's finding the balance to get to the charity shops, get to the boot sales, list it all on eBay, and then get time to work on the books as well and get them shifted into FBA. But I'm getting there. It's determination and motivation, really, isn't it? Really, at the end of the day, just got to take it and carry on going through it.
Absolutely, it's motivation is all of our number one problem sometimes, and time management is the other one.
Yeah, I've got 8 boxes to send in.
Someone just got a message on eBay.
That'd be Nick.
Yeah, I sold something. Sold something else. But
Well, we've got 17 people watching us and listening to the echo. We've had a question from someone called SNES Retro Box Survival. What are your thoughts on the global shipping program on eBay? Do you use it, and what are the pros and cons? And it's saying we want the emu back as well.
What was that last?
Before we answer that, I've just turned my volume down on my Mac. That might help. If we all had our volume at a lower level, we might not get so much feedback. Yeah, regarding global shipping program, I think it's a great service. The rates are really high, so it does put off some buyers. But then again, you know, it makes it really simple for you. So I've done quite well.
Yeah, I used the global shipping program as well. I quite enjoy it. I mean, the way I see it is, once the item gets to once the item gets to the eBay shipping centre in the UK, it's kind of out of our hands, isn't it? So if something goes wrong and it gets damaged like in transit over to the other country, then not only are we covered, but the buyers also covered, and they get their refund. We avoid any negative feedback. We don't have to refund them ourselves, which I find quite.
Echoes. Okay. We can't manage this.
Right, if we all mute, go through and mute one by one and see who it is, and then we can.
It ain't me.
My money's on Nick.
My money's on Sean.
I was muted then, so it weren't me. Look, here we go.
Right, okay.
Right,
Are we
okay.
nice and clear?
Let's we go. I don't know.
Right.
It might just be the number of people.
Right, we're nice and clear. Right, Nick, do you want to unmute yourself?
Right, I'm unmuted.
Right, okay. Testing 1, 2, 3, 4. No
Yeah.
echo.
That's
Sweet,
definitely
right.
better.
Sean, do you want to
I'm
try?
one of you three.
Okay. I'm here.
Testing 1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3. Testing. Is it me?
Is it
No.
you? No.
1, 2, 3.
Right. Tom Flynn, do you want to try and mute yourself? Testing.
Okay. Is that okay? I've got.
There's a slight echo, but it's.
Little bit.
I'll try.
Right. Wayne, do you want to unmute yourself?
Yep, unmuted, testing.
Okay,
Echo?
1, 2, 3. That'll be it.
So it's nobody then, is it? With no wisely.
After all that testing.
No one's to blame.
If
I think what we might have to do. What we
if
might
one
have to do for
person
this one.
speaks, if one person speaks and then everyone keeps an eye on the volume levels on every one of the other ones, whichever goes up is the one that's echoing. So if someone wants to just sort of talk about eBay or something, and then we just keep an eye on the volume levels and we'll see which one it is.
Sounds good. Sounds good.
So someone
the
talk.
GSP program, as I was just saying, like it's all right for covering your arse basically and the buyer if anything goes wrong, but at the same time, eBay tend to charge a lot of a much higher shipping price than what it actually costs to ship the item over to that country. So you'll get a every now and again you'll get I had two today message me turn around and say, can I ship the item myself personally? And I was like, well, I prefer not to because if I use the GSP program, if anything goes wrong, then we're covered. So yeah, buyers, they're all right paying the price, I suppose, but at the end of the day, just be prepared to have them contact you and ask if you can send it yourself to get the price down a bit more.
Yeah. You're not back again. It's good online now, isn't it? Oh, it's driving me nuts. It makes it really hard to have any sort of conversation when you can't hear each other.
Ow! Just smacked my elbow on my dog.
I'll try and mute myself again just in case it's me.
No, I think that's. I think you're. Oh no, there you are. Anyway, sorry to say, Emu's gone anyway.
I love your profile picture, Sean.
Yeah, it's brilliant.
You got good
That's a
money.
good pickup, mate.
What price did you get for him, Sean?
38.
No,
It cost me £1. It was the first. It was the first thing I picked up at the car boot. Actually, I saw him and I thought, oh yeah, I remember you, and I'm having you. And I was surprised he said. I was surprised he said £1. Actually, I thought he was going to say, oh, £10. But and then I think I listed it. Actually, it's a good a point. Is I notice Nick, you get a lot of questions about like prices, and in the group in general, people ask what they should charge for an item they sell. But basically, you could just charge whatever you want. You know, you can step right out the zone and list it crazily high. I mean, we sold a Buzz Lightyear last week, and I think there were sort of averages selling for about £50, £55. I just chucked it in at 75 and it sold. You know, it was the highest. So sometimes the actual, you know, maybe perhaps, I don't even know if at Amazon perhaps it may be different, but eBay, don't be frightened just to price for what you want for an item.
Yeah, I think you're right. You've got nothing to lose. So
for me, like the global shipping program, I think going back to that, I think it's been great. Really, I've definitely noticed the increase in sales, but I have had people contacting me saying, "Why are you charging so much for shipping?" But hey ho.
If someone purchases something on global shipping, they can't leave you ratings on your postage and packing, can they, or not?
I think they're able to, if you charge postage, I think they should still be able to charge up because it's down to the postage fees, isn't it?
But if you're using GSP though, it's a bit, you know, if eBay are charging ridiculous postage rates, you could take a hit for something that perhaps you weren't going to charge for. I mean, I don't really know. I've only actually used it once.
Yeah,
I've had sales for it now.
Sorry, I've had someone who ordered something in France and they contacted me saying it hasn't arrived, and I just said contact eBay, and they resolved it all and whatnot. And the woman on the phone said that if they left me bad feedback for it not arriving, it will be removed.
It is a good program. And mentioning that, when you're selling on Amazon FBA, do you also get like European or worldwide coverage for your items as well?
You can opt into it, I think.
Yeah. So is that extra fees as well then, or not?
Not from what I was reading. I don't think so.
No, I think it's like I don't know if it's an opt-in or an invite-only service, but it's when you get past a certain point, you can go to Germany, Spain, and all that, and then gradually over time go to all sorts of places. I've recently been invited to send books to America, and then they're then being sold on the American market. But it's just a lot of money to post stuff over to their warehouses, so I'm not going to bother.
Yeah.
It's definitely a good thing, that global shipping program. For me, it accounts for about 20% of my sales. I don't know if it's what I'm selling or what, but I mean, yeah, two of the items out of 10 are always through global shipping program. So I find it really useful. It's definitely boosted my business.
What do you mainly sell, Steve?
Sorry, pal.
What is it you mainly sell? Do you specialise in like one set of products, or you just like Nick, a generalist?
No, just like the rest of us, just sell any old crap we can buy off the car boots. I'm having a spell with this pub. I sold a load of ashtrays the other week. I got a lot of Foster's ashtrays, plastic ones, and I paid £2 for the stack. There's about 20 in the bundle, and I sold them in pairs, $12.99 for 2. And I sold the rake out. I sold the lot in about 2 weeks, and I thought I'm after ashtrays now, so I bought a lot more. These were like top ones and really nice ones. And I thought these would be really well. The other ones are plastic. I'm struggling a little bit with them. These sort of things here. This sort of thing. These are all like porcelain or something, you know. And I've shifted a few slowly, but the Foster's ones, the rectangle Foster's ones, you see them. just buy them because I couldn't sell enough of them. They were fantastic.
They're like
just the general really. Yeah. Got the old vintage ones.
Yeah.
They're like the cigarette brands, the Benson and Hedges.
I see every Friday night you're going to see those.
I got the other day. I got this. I got that. It's a £2 coin. It cost me. Have a guess how much it cost?
£2.
It's a £2 coin. It's a Florence Nightingale one, 100 years ago, and that sells for about £12 on eBay. But I had one today. I found it last night because I work on a taxi. I'm getting all me change in that and all the money. I'm checking all my £2 coins, and I found a 50p with I think is it Kew Gardens on it or something like that. And I researched that last night, and it sells minimum Kew Gardens.
Yeah, the Kew Gardens one sells for crazy money. It's gone down a lot in price, but at one point it was selling for like 50 quid or more.
What?
What? £2 coin?
At the minute they're selling for, I think it's bottom end's about 30 quid at the minute. But for 50p, for 30 quid for a 50p, I check all my change when I get the punters. And when they ask to pay me, I'm like, have you got any £2 coins and stuff? You can pay me £2 coins. But the thing I found last night, the story I found the Kew Gardens one. This morning, I have a little pocket in my taxi pouch, and I thought I'd put it in the in my tips bag, in my tips zip line, and I put it back in the float. And today I paid someone some change, and I've given the bloody thing away. So someone paid me £6 fare, and I give him like 30 quid, 30 quid in change back really, but they won't have a clue. So I lost it. But it's the Kew Gardens. I think it's like a tower thing with like a spiral, like I don't know, like a weed or plant wrapped around it. Like
it's the pagoda at Kew Gardens that's got a plant growing up it. So it's got like a Japanese pagoda on the front. Also, another one to look out for is Guy Fawkes. It's got two cross sort of scepter type things. And if you look on the edge of the Guy Fawkes one, it says remember, as in like the 5th of November. But there's a small error where it was misprinted and it actually says per member with P and a P. And that's worth about 20 quid as well.
Oh, wow.
There's also a 20p coin that's got no date on it.
I was about to mention that one.
Yeah, I found one of them before.
Isn't the Holy Grail?
Yeah, I've got told they're worth about 50 quid or something.
Do the Olympic 50p ones still sell well?
Yeah, they do. That's another one. It's the Mary
Boat on it,
Mary Rose. That's a good one to look out for. But they are very slow sellers, so I wouldn't build a business upon that. This is another one. This is another good one to look out for as well, which is
it's not a lighthouse, isn't it?
Alright.
Tom, you'll know this. Is the Holy Grail 1933 penny? Am I right?
Yeah, something like that. They only made
There's so few out there.
Yeah.
Most of them are in the hands of collectors, but there's like a handful of 1933 pennies, and they're worth an absolute fortune.
Yeah.
I'm going to raid my penny jar later, sit there, start looking at all the coins.
Yeah, any of these big ones do well.
That's. Oh yeah.
How much is that worth, Tom?
About £3.
Don't get me selling them, man.
Yeah, they're a bit like Trivial Pursuits, Nick. Everyone's doing it.
Yeah.
I've still got this few. It's waiting here for you, Tom.
I thought that was £2 coin then. Look at my £2 coin. It's massive.
Hang on a minute. It lights up. How cool is that? That's something your dad has in the living room, isn't it? That's cool. That. I thought you could have that for your booth, Tom.
Oh, nice one, mate. I don't know how I'm going to get it, but that's...
I'll
Here's
just,
an
I'll,
interest.
I'll say it's not that heavy. It weighs about 3 kilo. And that's them
Jesus Christ.
PG, they're them PG tips collectors that I was telling you about, Nick, the other day with the monkey and with the dressing gown. They're quite a good.
Co-op clearing them. Was it the co-op?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, mate, yeah, they were selling £3. Some did manage to sell for about 15 on eBay, but I don't know. I think the market's flooded with them again now. But I just thought I bought a load, just hoping to sell them at Christmas time, sort of thing. They're quite cool. Like, I know the teddy alone, the monkey sells for about £6-7, and I thought, well, should get about 15-16 quid maybe for them around the Christmas time. I just bought them for £3. I thought they were pretty cool. And if they don't sell, I'll just take all the monkeys out and sell them separate.
Yeah.
One of my mates. Sorry, go on, Nick.
All right, I'm done.
One of my mates, she's just started getting into reselling, and she asked me to come around to charity shops with her today to help her spot some fake clothes and that. And as soon as I walked into the charity shop, I see her son holding one of the monkeys. Walked straight in, looked at her son. I was like, "That monkey's worth money, mate." She was like, "What?" So I think she's going to try and take the teddy off him tonight just to stick it on eBay. But
I've come back from boot sales with DVDs or cuddly toys or stuff that either my wife or my daughter wants, and they're like, "Ooh, that's nice. Can I have this?" And you'll think, I got up at 6 to go and find this stuff. God, the amount of stuff I leave to my daughter, it's so frustrating.
Yeah, I just sold a pair of jeans to one of my mates for a tenner that I should have stuck on eBay. So, a pair of Levi jeans, I should have stuck them on eBay for about 15 quid, but they fit her, and I was like, "Look, I'll do them to you for a tenner." So, not bad. I paid £3 for them this morning. So,
Right, has anyone got any questions they want to put out there? Or Tom, did you say we had some questions on the feed?
Yeah, there was. I think Tom's just reposted some of them. There was one that said, "What are your feelings on the bastard buyers who buy eBay buyer protection?" Excuse my French.
There's an awful lot of them, I'll tell you
yes.
that. And sometimes there's very little you can do. You just have to take it on the chin.
I've noticed with a lot of them though, if you tend to ask them to take a picture of the actual damage, like I'd say a good 90% of them tend to run away. Like if you don't back down and hold your ground, and like, obviously you're going to get the odd one that is a genuine person and the item has been damaged in transit or something like that. But the ones like when I first started reselling, and I was selling a lot of spare car parts from my mate's garage. And I had a couple of people turn around to us and say, like, it arrived completely battered. There was 2 scrapes going down the front of the bumper and stuff like that. And I literally just messaged them, being polite, said to them, like, "I apologise for the item reaching you in this condition, but before I refund you, can you just quickly take pictures of the bumper, the damage that you've reported, and then send the item back, and I'll give you a full refund." And I'll never hear from them again, like. So it's the same as the one I posted about in the group the other day. That Sean picked up on my comment saying many, many kind regards. I heard nothing back off of him either. So I'd say hold your ground, but obviously just be prepared, as Nick turned around and said, to take it as a knock on the chin, because if the person is willing to go all the way, then you are pretty much up a paddle without a creek, up a creek without a paddle even.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. It's well worth challenging and asking, pertinent questions and just testing the water, because I think a lot of buyers fire off an email trying to get some money off or trying to get a part refund or even a full refund because they've got nothing to lose. But the moment you say, go through eBay or open a case, it's like you might shoot yourself in the foot because you might get a case opened against you when you could have settled a genuine dispute easily. But you just got to judge it and go on what you think and what your gut is. But definitely ask questions and find out where they're coming from.
Yeah,
and like a lot of them, you will just never hear another word. They were just trying to get a quick refund for nothing.
Yep.
So, yeah, you're right, Michael.
it's like that video that Lee Retro Pickens posted in the group the other day. I can't remember the YouTuber's name, but basically it sold a Commodore or something like that. And long story short, the person had basically harvested it, like took a couple of chips out of it, took a few of the keys out of the keyboard, and so the guys like recorded him opening the parcel, recorded all the damage to it and that, and he posted it to like eBay, and eBay was like, look mate, there's nothing you can do, you just got to take it on the chin, refund him, and all we're going to do is just monitor the account and see if he does it again, and if he does, we'll just kick him off. But I don't think they do. They're just like, sod it, it's more money for us, just crack on kind of thing.
Yeah, that's outrageous. The few times I've contacted eBay about a situation, they've gone out of their way to sort it out for me, giving me money back and all of that stuff. I don't know if it depends what account standing you've got or how much they value your custom, whether they judge it that way, you know what I mean? Because I've been selling on there for so long, whether that helped, I don't know.
Yeah, I suppose it depends if you're selling ripped Monopoly boards as well, though, doesn't it?
That comes up so often.
I've had problems before, like I posted about the Wii Fit thing, where say they've got a phone or whatever, or something like that, or in my case a Wii Fit board, and it's broken. So you go on eBay to buy another one, it arrives, and then you say, oh, the one you sent me is broken, and then you show the broken one that you had before. That's the classic scam, which...
Yeah. I think what annoys me the most about that, though, is if you take a picture of the serial number or something like that for your records, and then when you get the broken one back, the serial numbers obviously ain't going to match. And even if you give that evidence to eBay and say to them, like, look, this is the serial number from the one I sent, this is the serial number from the one I received, they still turn around and say, give them a refund and just, again, crack on with it, like, which I think is a bit disgusting, to be fair with you.
Yeah.
You're
right, Michael.
Love to see eBay how they protect us.
That's happened to me with a refund, you know.
Yeah, I said in the past that when you're selling stuff with serial numbers on, put it very clearly in your description in bold. So if you're selling to a scammer, they might think twice because they know they can't do a scam or sending you a broken one or stuff. It's well worth, taking the time to put your serial numbers in, or take a photo of it and add it to the listing itself.
Yeah. I think it's going to be interesting because obviously eBay and PayPal have just split, haven't they? So I think it's going to be interesting to see what they do after the split, because they've turned around and said that they're going to start making it a bit more better for sellers and stuff like that, and it's going to be interesting to see what actually happens with it. So
yeah, they tend to veer from one to the other. They gave way too much, to the sellers. To the buyers, in my opinion, and then they tried to defend the sellers, but I don't think they've quite got it right yet.
No. Another question that I just see someone pop up was, what percentage of your buyers leave feedback?
Very little.
Very little.
It's even worse on Amazon. On Amazon, it's virtually terrible.
10% on Amazon for me.
Yeah.
Bloody hell. I think I've tried the new tactic on eBay of not leaving feedback until I've received feedback, and I'd say I've noticed a slight increase in feedback being given, but again, I'm not too worried about feedback. I'd say to anyone that is worried about feedback, just don't care about it too much. It'll end up building up in the end. And if you ask him to find out about top rated seller and power seller and stuff like that, eBay don't actually go off of your feedback. They just go off of your total sales and the total amount of revenue made, basically. So your feedback, don't worry about it. It'll end up building up. I used to worry about it all the time when I first started. I was constantly like, oh, no one's leaving feedback, and now it's just, if they leave feedback, I'll leave them feedback. If they don't, then no skin off my nose. I'm still making money.
Yeah, I think it's a good point with the feedback. I think even in the reseller groups, people do seem to get a bit fixated upon it. And I think the only time you perhaps it only becomes of any real validation for it is when you when you open your eBay account and you're a new seller. Because obviously you do need feedback. But once you've got an established account, I'm the same with you, Michael. I'll leave feedback when people leave me feedback. I would never contact anyone ask for feedback, because you just never know if you catch someone on the wrong day and they're like, oh yeah, I'll give you feedback. They're like that, aren't they? So it's like you can open up a can of worms for yourself. So really, you just take a big chill pill with feedback and just don't worry about it.
No. A little tip, if it is a new account, you've got absolutely no feedback, and then a little tip is literally just buy a couple of items that you need, like, I don't know, office supplies, bubble wrap, poly bags, wrapping paper and stuff like that. And as a seller, you'll notice that sellers tend to leave you feedback first. So that is, over time, that'll help build your feedback up more.
Yeah, well, I've just opened up a second eBay account for personal buying. All that I did was to build some feedback is I just switched the search listings round from things like to like the lowest price first. And I seen some like ending, and it was only going to cost like £1. This item didn't want the item. It's just way too quick to get some feedback up. And I think I just bought 10 items, cost me 10, 12 quid, and I got 10. I'm gonna hopefully have about 10 feedback from it. That's another tip really. If you want to get some quick, instant, or almost instant feedback, just buy something so cheap, even if you don't particularly want it. Yeah.
Bag of paper clips for 99p.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? Just something
Exactly,
so
99p items if you want to do that.
I'm just going to go and top up my drink quickly, guys. Back in a sec.
Right.
Well, I'm probably going to have to wind up pretty shortly anyway. I think we've been talking for an hour and a half, have we?
Yeah, something like that,
yeah. So, when Michael comes back, we'll bid our farewells, I think. So, Sean, I might bump into you.
No, you won't. I'll give them the heads up on the gate going in, mate.
Pass my photo around.
Yeah, if you see this man, do not let him in. He'll have a trolley with him. Don't let him in.
Yeah, I think my wife will have other ideas as to what we'll be doing. We're actually going to go and check out the Dreamland, the reopened Dreamland in Margate now.
Oh yeah. I've not been over there yet. It looks good though, doesn't it? You know, it's good to see it reopened anyway.
Yeah, I used to go down there in the 90s, and it was a great place. They've got a load of vintage rides and stuff there now, so
yeah.
You can go
I
and
think
check that out.
it was you know, obviously I'm from the sort of area. It was great in the 70s as a kid, and it was sort of good in the 80s. And then I think it closed a bit, and then it reopened with one of our local, like Del Boy type characters. Basically, purchased it for next to nothing. The first thing he did was sell every decent ride that was in there, and basically replaced it with fairground rides. You know, like travelling fairground rides, and it never recovered, obviously. But it's good to see it open because the area deserves it, I think.
Yeah, definitely. I was just saying, Michael, in your absence, that I'm going to have to crack on and go, unfortunately. So, thanks for everyone for taking part. We've broken all records, I think, with this chat on about an hour and a half. Hopefully next time we won't have all the feedback issues. I've got an echo now, I think, again.
I think everyone should just like invest in a cheap headset and stuff like that, and it should hopefully deal with the interference.
Yeah, hopefully. You were the worst then, Michael.
It was fine until he jumped on.
Yeah, you brought the feedback with you, Michael.
Oh, dear. That's Tom's fault. Blame Tom.
Speaking of breaking records, I made this can of Stella last an hour and a half.
On that note, I'm going to wish you all farewell. Have a fantastic weekend, whatever you're doing. If you go out buying, find some good stuff.
Weather's looking good for this weekend.
Yeah.
Finally.
Right.
Right.
So I'm going to end the live feed. Cheers, guys.
Yes.